Live from Studio 8 here in downtown Wenatchee, you have safely arrived to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, your local morning talk show with news and sports and weather and me down there and various local celebrities. It's a good little show. We're very proud of it. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host, and a good show for you today. Lots of news to get to. We got sports. The Cashmere boys and girls had a great night last night in Caribou Trail League action. We got the scores for you. Also, nice little article in yesterday's New York Times about Joe Harris, the Chelan native, who is lighting up the scoreboard for the Brooklyn Nets of the NBA. We'll talk about that when we do sports. We also have the obscure holiday. We have birthdays. We have everyone's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. We have today in history. We got Kat back in control for a one-day encore appearance of Pushing the Buttons. And in the second half of the program, a conversation we taped yesterday. It's a Wenatchee Valley tradition on 70 years going strong. I'm talking about Follies. It's back. It's back this weekend at the America Performing Arts Center. And Jaime Donegan, the guy who's in charge of the creative process, the director of the Follies, and also the producer, Connie will be joining me in the second half of the program. Great conversation, high energy, lots of fun, and we hope you enjoy it. That's coming up in the back half of the hour. And once again, be happy that you don't live in Minneapolis or Fargo or Chicago or Cleveland or Detroit or Green Bay. That polar vortex is just hammering our friends in the upper Midwest. But guess what? I'm just teasing this a little bit. Next week, we're going to have our first significant cold snap of the winter. It's been a mild winter. It's been a dry winter. That's going to change next week for you people, not for me. I'm going on vacation. All right, let's go around the Wenatchee Valley with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless network. And we say good morning to downtown Wenatchee proper. You can see Bob's Classic at the very bottom of your screen, the Coast Hotel, very much in view. To the left is Mission. To the right is Wenatchee Avenue on a light Wednesday morning commute. 25 degrees. It's a little cloudier this morning than it was yesterday. Yesterday at this time it was 22, and we had clear skies. We got up to 38 yesterday, but boy, did we have gobs of gooey good sunshine. And we're going to have partly sunny skies for the next, day and a half or so. There's camera number 2. That's our Rondo Rock camera, pointing to the south, so Turtle Rock dominates your view there. US 97 and US 2, they share the same highway, is on your left, and Turtle Rock is obscuring the view of what would be Rocky Reach Dam and the Wenatchee Valley. Good morning, Rondo Rock. Good to join you. Good to see you here. And Turtle Rock, I guess, does kind of look like a turtle, kind of. A really big turtle, I suppose. Camera 3, you got to use your imagination, right? Camera 3, is that black? What is that, Kat? That's throwing me for a loop. Oh, that's McNeil Canyon. Wow, we haven't done that one in a very long time. So that would be, I'm guessing here, that's Chelan way off to the left, those lights that you see? That is Chelan, okay. So McNeil Canyon, that's the very top of McNeil Canyon. One of the various ways you can get up to the top of the plateau and start heading out to the Bridgeport area and up to Waterville and Mansfield. And what's in the center? I'm sorry, Kat? Oh, okay, Stormy Mountain. Oh, the pointy one. That is Stormy Mountain, isn't it? Wow, that's a view. We need to use that camera more often. That's pretty spectacular. Of course, McNeil Canyon, named after the 3rd Vice President of the United States, Jerry Canyon. And finally, we have camera number 4 is, of course, Billy Goat. Always a favorite. That baby is pulled back. The Alta Lake Golf Course and Resorts at the bottom of your screen, covered up in snow. Pateras, starting to wake up and getting going. You can see Brewster just about in the middle of your screen, and that little bump, there it is. You can see it right smack dab in the middle of your screen. Mount Kalispell, spelt with a C, which is in Canada, which is always spelt with a C. Spectacular view there from Billy Goat. Unbelievable. I wonder what it's like to be a Sky-Fi technician and you get the call, got to go up to the Billy Goat site. That must be fun. They get to go to the shed and fire up the snowmobiles and have some fun. It's a hard, those guys and gals who work in the Sky-Fi department, they work really hard to maintain that system. But boy, sometimes it's got to have some pretty cool fringe benefits, like having to go to a site like that in the dead of winter. Hey, let's hop on the snowmobile. Must be a good time. 5 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service. Here is your forecast. Looks something like this. A little bit of patchy freezing fog. It should burn off this morning. Not going to stick around outside of that partly sunny skies. We'll have a few more clouds than we had yesterday. And 37, just about normal. Maybe a degree or two above normal. Yesterday's high was 38. Patchy freezing fog reforms tonight. Unfortunately, the clouds aren't going to go anywhere. 28 for the overnight low, so the clouds are going to trap the heat down to the ground a little bit. Patchy freezing fog Thursday morning, but the clouds are not going to depart, so it'll be fairly cloudy on Thursday and a high near 37. That high pressure ridge will begin to break down. Low pressure will begin to make its presence felt Thursday night. Could see a little bit of light snow in the early morning hours Thursday into Friday. No real snow is expected. But it's a couple spittles or two Thursday night, 30 for the overnight low. Friday, we're going to wake up with the rain-snow mix, and it switches over to all rain on Friday. Going to be cloudy and a high of 37. Friday night, rain tapers off. Should be done by about 10 o'clock. A little foggy, a little cloudy, 32 for the overnight low. Let's take you to the weekend. Saturday, patchy fog, otherwise partly sunny, not bad, and 41. And on Sunday, we go back to the clouds and a high of 38. I mentioned this just a couple of minutes ago. We start getting chilly. Look at Monday and look at Tuesday. And if the long-term computer models hold out, we could be very cold by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. We are due for a cold snap. Usually, every winter, we have a period of time, 5 or 6 days, where we get really cold. But that has not happened yet this winter. It looks like it may happen next week. Heads up on that. 6.5 minutes after the hour to the mountain passes we go, and it's another day of me telling you, you got nothing to worry about. No advisories, no restrictions across the board. Live shot of I-90 there. As you can see, roadway is bare and dry, not even patches of frost or ice. You're looking good on Snoqualmie Pass. Stevens Pass, same deal. Just rinse and repeat. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway's pretty much bare and dry. Blewett Pass, looking good too. Bare and dry, no advisories, no restrictions. Forecast today, sunshine and a high of in the 40s. Yep, going to be warmer and sunnier at 4,000-foot level than down here in Wenatchee at about 700 feet above sea level. So no snow at all in the forecast for today nor tonight. Thursday, rain probably for all of the major mountain passes. Maybe a rain-snow mix on Stevens. Certainly rain is expected on I-90 on Thursday. Rain into Thursday night. Friday, it switches over to snow as that cold air comes in to accompany the moisture. So anywhere from 2 inches of snow on I-90 to 4 inches of snow on Stevens Pass expected on Friday, spilling into Friday night. Then intermittent snow showers off and on throughout the weekend. But the next 36 hours or so, no problems at all if you're traveling into the Cascades. 7 minutes after the hour. What made headlines yesterday? Well, we got it in a little package. We'd like to call it the news. And we're going to fill your head with the information you need in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I am a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life Channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Welcome back to this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Overcast skies, 25 degrees, partly sunny skies today. High of about 38. And here's what's making headlines on this Wednesday morning. A trial for a man charged with murdering a Quincy woman back in 2016 started Monday in a Grant County courtroom with jury selection. Gustavo Tapio Rodriguez faces multiple charges in the death of 31-year-old Jill Sundberg, whose bullet-riddled body was found December 22, 2016, along the old Vantage Highway. Authorities say she had been kidnapped from her residence at Highway 283, a trailer park there. 2 co-defendants pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. They're going to testify for the prosecution as part of their plea agreements. Grand County Prosecutor Garth Dano says opening arguments slated to begin Friday. In Ephrata, the case has attracted national attention because all 3 suspects are illegal immigrants and suspected to be members of a Mexican drug cartel. Well, a Rock Island man accused in July of the beating death of his wife will be represented by a new defense attorney at his March murder trial. 68-year-old Ulili Tulilo has asked the court in a letter to replace his court-appointed lawyer, John Bueller, because he did not believe Bueller had his, quote, best interests in priority, end quote. The court granted the request, appointed Jeffrey Barker to the case. Tulilo has pleaded not guilty to killing his wife Peggy at the couple's travel trailer where they lived. Well, the Wenatchee School Board has a list of candidates it wants to interview for the district superintendent job. The board and HYA, its consulting firm, narrowed the list of applicants down last week. They're going to hold the first round of interviews February 4th and 5th. How many people they'll interview and their names not being released, and the first interviews are going to be held in closed sessions. Later rounds of interviews will be public. HYA has warned the district in late December that some of the candidates were shying away from applying because of concerns about the school board. Plans to establish a multi-agency emergency operations center in the Wenatchee area have changed. $1.2 million in state funding was awarded last year to Chelan County to develop a facility in the old station area, but Sheriff Brian Burnett says that property simply was too expensive. That's where Wenatchee Valley College entered the picture.
I believe they're the ones that approached our staff and said, hey, what do you think about this? And after talking further, sitting down and talking with some of our commissioners and our staff thought that actually it's not a bad fit. It may be a great partnership. And again, would the state allow us to do that? And again, so we'll see. We're going to push on, and hopefully we don't want to have to give that money back. We want to utilize it. At the same time, we don't want to build something that's only going to be halfway there and we'll never be able to finalize it. That would be a waste of state money. And again, so hopefully we'll find that middle ground and something that will work to complete this emergency operations center.
The facility is to be developed as a regional command base for fire and law enforcement officers during major disasters that may happen in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Okanagan, and Kittitas counties.
Most of all, we can go back on a couple of years back in the massive fires that we had, and I think as you look down into Southern California this year to say under certain wind and fire events, it could be tragic loss of life. And so an emergency operations center allows us to basically bring in the resources and have a place to staff it on a technological side of it, where we can run our resources back and forth, communications for the incident command side of things, and we can implement and communicate at a much faster and lifetime situation.
Burnett tells NCW Life News that he's working with the state to extend the time required to use the grant funding for a possible new location. Well, the Sasquatch Music Festival has been a fixture here in the Pacific Northwest as the home to artists and musicians from all walks. But last year saw the festival's final edition, and now Live Nation is looking to fill that void at the Gorge Amphitheater. It's unclear what Live Nation's new festival will entail, but it will provide fans with zero downtime between the end of Sasquatch 2018 and Memorial Day weekend this year. In a news release, Live Nation said, and I'm quoting now, "Details will follow in the weeks to come, but put it on your calendars. May 24th, 25th, 26th, 2019. We'll see a new generation of contemporary artists carry on the tradition of this iconic Northwest institution." End quote. The Sasquatch Festival provided the Northwest with diverse lineups since 2002, featuring the likes of The Cure, Modest Mouse, Robert Plant, Outkast, the Foo Fighters, 9 Inch Nails, and more. I love the Gorge and George. I've always had a good time there. That's what's making headlines on this Wednesday morning, 14 minutes after they are. Don't forget, we have the news for you with Grant Olson in the anchor chair and Eric Grandstrom handling sports. The news on the NCW Live channel comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on TV. 5, 6, and 10 is your chances to watch it on this very television station. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com. And by the way, we have archived our newscasts. We have archived almost every show we've done that we've been able to archive. That includes this program, the 12th District, Life with Lisa Bradshaw, Live It Up with Spencer and Amy. All your favorite shows are available to you to watch whenever you want to watch it by going to ncwlife.com, and that includes our newscasts. And don't forget, we stream. We also stream live. So if for whatever reason you don't have cable, that's cool. Just go to ncwlife.com and go to the Watch Now icon. Whatever's being broadcast over the air is also being broadcast live on our website. And our website is one of the tools you can use to get a hold of us. Look at the bottom of your screen. That's the tools. That's the toolbox for you to use. Pick up the telephone and give us a call. Give us an email at news@ncwlife.com. ncwlife.com. Go to our Twitter handle, go to our Facebook page and private message us, or go to our website, ncwlife.com, click on the Contact Us icon, and you got it. This is as much your station as it is ours, and sometimes I wish somebody else was sitting in this chair. It's 15 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Health Alliance Northwest. Head to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center for First Friday, where admission is free all day starting at 10 and hours are extended to 8 with refreshments served after 5. Also Friday is a sacred concert by Duke Ellington at 7 p.m. at Grace Lutheran Church. This is a joint free concert presented by Grace Lutheran Church Music Ministries and the Wenatchee Big Band. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
When our customers come to senior insurance, again, we're thinking more about the whole experience, and that's why I took a lot of time to design a space like this where we teach people about Medicare. We don't sell insurance, we teach you how to buy insurance, because buying is something you do, and I want folks to be a part of this. So as they're heading out, I hope they feel like they've been educated, they're now in a suitable fit, and I hope they also had a good laugh and a good time.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. Let's do sports. Brooklyn, New York is a long way from little old Chelan, Washington, but Brooklyn is the home now, of course, of Joey Harris. Except they call him Joe now, or if you're a teammate of Joey Harris, they call him Joey Buckets or Lumber Joe or Beef Jerky Joe, whatever you call him. He's a starter for the Brooklyn Nets. He's also averaging 13 points a game on the surprise team, no doubt about it, in the Eastern Conference of the National Basketball Association. Yesterday's New York Times has a fascinating profile on Joey Harris. You got to check it out. There's a link to that article on our Facebook page and on our website. You got to check it out. Harris is among the league leaders in three-point percentages, right behind Steph Curry of Golden State. His team put together a little video to try and sway the NBA officials, the people who make the decision on who gets to participate in the three-point shootout on All-Star festivities next month. Check it out.
Man, they gotta put Joe in a three-point contest.
Yeah, shooting is his life.
Attention shoppers, the store will be closing in 1 minute.
I say let Joe compete in Charlotte and maybe even win that three-point contest. Always good to see a local kid make it big on the NBA stage. Go get him, Joe. Okay, to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from last night. We'll start out with girls basketball. That's not a typo. Cashmere, no trouble. They defended their home floor 72-19 over Okanagan. The Bulldogs, the Lady Bulldogs, have now won 39 straight Caribou Trail League games. That's dating back to 2016. In fact, the last time Cashmere lost a league game was January 26th, 2016, when they lost to Chelan 66-65. Believe it or not, the Lady Bulldogs will try to continue that streak with the final game tomorrow in Chelan. By the way, the Cashmere has now strung together 6 consecutive regular season Caribou Trail League titles. Also last night, as you see, Antioch got past Pateros, Manson edged Tenasket. Boys basketball, to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard we go, and there you see it. Cashmere put together a great night. They downed Okanagan 75-65. A win in the Bulldogs' final game of the season at Cascade tomorrow would mean a regular season league title, since Cashmere holds the 2-1 edge head-to-head over Okanagan on the season. Also in 2 close ones last night, Pateros topped Antioch 54-52. Manson squeaked by Tenasket 62-60. Those are the games that were played. Now the games that are going to be played. The last unified basketball game of the year is tonight at Eastmont High School. Check it out. Eastmont will play host to Wenatchee. They tip it off at 7 o'clock. You should go check it out. It's cool. Taking a look ahead at the local bowlers, of course, it is the state championships this weekend at the Narrows Plaza Bowl in University Place just outside of Tacoma. Eastmont and Wenatchee, They'll head over Friday to try and keep the state championship right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Of course, Eastmont is the two-time defending state championship. They won it in 2018 and in 2017. And who won it in 2016? The Wenatchee Panthers. So see if we can make it 4 in a row for the Valley. Ladies begin competition at 12:30 on Friday. They have 6 regular games, and then on Saturday, 14 bakers. That's a lot of bakers. We'll know by 1:30, 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon who the state champions are. These are the gals representing Eastmont. Cheer them on. Alicia Hastings, Brittany Hastings, Colby Hull, Daylin Thomas, Megan Lindell, Samantha Hines, and Sky Wilson. For the Wenatchee Panthers, you got Emily Grouth, Hannah Johnson, Holly Shipley, Jaden Thompson, Jessica Holbrook, Kyla Hankins, and Maddie Monroe. Go get them, ladies. Bring back the hardware. Also on tap tonight, by the way, if you haven't been paying attention to the Pac-12, shame on you. Huskies, they won 9 straight games. They are atop the Pac-12 standings. They're 7-0. They got Southern Cal in town tonight, 8 o'clock on FS1. Prior to that at 7, the Cougars will host UCLA on the Pac-12 network. And speaking of super hot teams, we have one right here. The Wenatchee Valley College Lady Knights basketball team is 8-0 in league play. They are on a 15-game winning streak, 19-2 overall. They got Walla Walla tonight, a town so nice they named it twice at 5:30 to see if they can make it 16 in a row. Go Lady Knights. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday morning, 21 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday of the day today, it is Croissant Day. Croissant, yes. Head to your favorite bakery and get a fresh baked croissant. Even a plain croissant tastes really good. A croissant with butter is better, and of course, croissant sandwiches are great. Ham sandwich, tuna sandwich, egg salad sandwich on a croissant is the way to go. Contrary to popular belief, the croissant was not invented in France. It is Austrian in nature. It was popularized in France by, believe it or not, Marie Antoinette. Yes, the last Queen of England is the one who popularized the croissant in the late 1700s, and the French were so happy they cut off her head. What do you do? By the way, there's something called a cronut. It's a cross between a croissant and a donut. Apparently they made it. I don't know, it was created by a chef in New York City. You can't go wrong with a croissant. You really can't. Get one today. Eat it. Eat it for breakfast, eat it for lunch, eat it for dinner. 22 minutes after the hour. Today in history, it's January 30th. This is the 60th anniversary, 60 years ago today, 48 years after the unsinkable Titanic struck an iceberg on her maiden voyage and sank. The Hans Hedtoff, the MS Hans Hedtoff, the safest ship afloat, unsinkable on her maiden voyage, struck an iceberg and sank. We know listen. It's absolutely true. Unlike the Titanic, where some people got off and survived, that wasn't the case with the Hans Hedtoff. All 95 passengers on board perished. Yes, on her maiden voyage, the unsinkable Hedtoff hit an iceberg and sank. Then they finally figured out, you know what, there's no such thing as an unsinkable vessel. We should probably stop doing that. One of the iconic concerts in rock and roll history celebrates its 50th anniversary today. The Beatles' last public performance on the rooftop of their Apple headquarters in downtown London on a bitterly cold January day. John, Paul, George, and Ringo, during the lunch hour, went up and played a concert on the roof of their building. They played for 42 minutes before the police came and told them to either turn down their equipment or go home. They had no sense of humor. That rock and roll music, it's going to ruin you kids. The Beatles' last public performance on the roof of the Apple headquarters happened 50 years ago today. And a couple of Super Bowls celebrating their anniversary today. It's that time of the year. Super Bowl XVII held on this day back in 1983, 36 years ago. Washington defeated Miami 27-12 in Pasadena. If you were around, you remember the 1982 football season because there was a players' strike, and they only played 9 regular season games, and then they had an abbreviated playoff. It was just a mess of a football season. Maybe the game itself was indicative of how lousy the 1982 NFL season was because they blew the coin toss. How hard is that to do? The captain of the Dolphins, Bob Kuchenberg, called tails. The referee, Jerry Markbright, flipped the coin. It landed tails, and he said, "It's heads." And the head linesman went, "No, actually, Jerry, it's tails." "Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right." Anyway, Washington defeated Miami in Super Bowl 17, affectionately known as XVII on this date back in 1983. And this is the 25th anniversary of Super Bowl XXVIII. Super Bowl 28, the Cowboys defeat the Buffalo Bills 30-13. It was the first and only time so far that the same two teams met in consecutive Super Bowls. It happened 25 years ago today, and finally, we got birthdays. Probably the most significant president of the 20th century. I think he probably deserves that title. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was born in the state in 1882, died of a cerebral hemorrhage at the age of 63 in 1945, considered by many historians as in the top 3 presidents of all time. The list is always the same top 3: Lincoln, Washington, and Roosevelt. One of the most influential figures of the last 100 years, unquestionably FDR, born in the state in 1882. Gene Hackman is 89 years old today, completely retired now, doesn't work anymore, living the good life, doesn't need to work anymore. He's got a couple of Academy Awards. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor for The French Connection, and then, of course, the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for Unforgiven. He was in Bonnie and Clyde, The Poseidon Adventure, Hoosiers, of course, Mississippi Burning. The legendary Gene Hackman, enjoying retirement at the age of 89. And Phil Collins, singer, songwriter, producer, Genesis, Acts 2. He was a child actor, did you know that? 68 years old today. He had more top 40 hits than any other artist during the 1980s, if you include his solo work and his work with Genesis. And of course, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 2010. Happy 68th birthday, Phil Collins. I can feel it in the air tonight because I had cabbage for dinner last night. 26 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. When we come back, everyone is entitled to Mike Benatti's opinion. Then it's Follies time again every 3 years. Connie Morris and Jaime Donegan paid me a visit yesterday. We taped it. You're going to love that conversation. That's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life channel the Concerts in the Garden Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, 2 Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Garden Summer Series, only on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
I'm Dr. Ron Singleton. See how Ideal Protein can help you.
I started Ideal Protein about 10 months ago. I'm down 123 pounds and a little over 50 inches.
Using Ideal Protein, I've lost 37 pounds in just 10 weeks.
I lost over 52 pounds in 4.5 months on Ideal Protein.
This has been a wonderful journey. The food is great and it's a very easy program to follow.
This medically designed program has repeatable, safe, and effective results. Call us today to schedule your weight loss consultation.
Since 1932, Camp Donegan, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Donegan's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today. www.campfirencw.org.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, the Clinton weapons ban, which ran for 10 years beginning on September 13th, 1994, only applied to weapons manufactured after the date of the ban's enactment. And it expired on September 13, 2004. The act also included a grandfather clause that allowed the possession and transfer of weapons and ammunition that were lawfully possessed on the date of the enactment. Okay, all right, I know. I mention this because many folks think school shootings will be reduced or deterred by a reenactment of this type of weapons ban. Did a ban like this actually have any effect on deterring school shootings? Well, that depends on what you read. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Are you suffering with joint pain? Need orthopedic care sooner than later? For an orthopedic evaluation, there's no reason to wait weeks or months. You can get the help you need now from the experts at Lake Chelan Community Hospital, led by John Hopkins-trained Dr. Joshua Shohowski. Their orthopedic team specializes in sports medicine, knees, shoulders, and general orthopedics. When considering joint replacement, you should know all your options. Call or visit Lake Chelan Community Hospital today.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It only happens every 3 years. A bunch of folks who have a bunch of talent get together, and a few folks who don't have any talent at all, but they're hammy, and they all go up on stage and they do a show. Am I talking about a Mickey Rooney, Judy Garland movie? No, I'm talking about Follies, very special Follies. The 70th Follies opens and closes, unfortunately, this weekend. So I had to get these people on. Everybody knows Jaime to my far left. The last time, Connie, you were on my program, you were on here for an entirely different reason.
I was indeed.
So introduce yourself to our folks at home.
Hello, Connie Morris. Good morning.
Connie is you're the president of the guild, right? The Follies Guild?
No, I am the co-chair.
Co-chair.
Of the event.
Of the event,
with
of Follies
Marissa
itself.
Collins.
Okay.
She is my master in crime.
And Jaime, of course, is the creative guy behind all this, and you've done Follies before here in the big city.
Many times, yeah. This is my 7th Follies.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And if they do it every 3 years, that means, I don't know, I'm into math.
Just started when I was really young.
Yeah. Yeah, his first Follies he directed here, he was 12.
Just barely.
We have a lot to talk about with both, but right out of the box, Jaime, does the Wenatchee Valley have talent?
We have a ton of talent. It's amazing. We have about 125 people in the cast. I'd say 3 of them have talent, and they're going to kill me. We have some really great singers. We have excellent dancers. We have people that have never done this before, which is always what I love, is bringing new people to the stage to let them experience something that they've never had before. This is just a great community bonding, feel-good kind of a thing. Everybody works really hard, all walks of life. They come together and make this creation that happens and then goes away just like that.
It's like Brigadoon.
It's magic.
It really is.
Magic.
The audition, that must have been terribly difficult for you, because all these people who auditioned, I know 125 is a lot, but you got to make cuts. You got to say sorry. You didn't.
Well, so everybody that auditions gets into the show, and it's not really an audition. People show up for the different numbers, and sort of depends on how many costumes I have for that particular number. But a lot of them, I just go, "All right, you're all in. You made it," and they all go, "Yay!" It was all fun. And other numbers, I had to, I only had a specific amount of costumes, and so I had to really dig in and. Yeah, it was, but it all works out, and everybody ends up in something, and their life changes forever. It's awesome.
For people out there who say, "What do you mean? What is Follies? What does that word even mean? What is the show? What is the show? Give folks an idea."
What is the show? Yeah. Well, Follies is kind of there's this word called perfection, and then there's this word called Follies, and Follies should just be fun and goofy, although there's some really, actually, sublime would be another for perfection. It's things that are just really rehearsed and practiced, and then there's these things that just could go, you never know where they're gonna go, and you just watch it and hope that it's gonna go in a good direction.
How do you?
I know.
Connie's laughing.
I know, she's a main culprit, actually.
Yes. I've gone in the wrong direction.
Yeah. How long, Connie, how long has Follies been planned for? Has it been 2.5-year planning process, 3 years? Because almost as soon as Follies is over, you start working on the next one, right?
Essentially, yes. The last year for sure, intensely.
I love this, by the way.
Well,
nice.
This is our signature costume.
I love it. Are you in the show, Connie? Are you on stage?
I am.
Are you?
I am indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you singing, dancing? What are you doing?
No, I dance.
Okay.
You don't want to hear me sing. Absolutely not.
I've been to a bunch of, I've gone to Follies as long as I can remember. And from an audience standpoint, as Jaime mentioned, first of all, it's fun. Yeah. It's high energy, but it's a kick in the butt to sit there at the New American Performing Arts Center with a packed house and you're going, that's my dentist up there.
Yeah.
And that guy over there is my insurance agent. Right. And I play golf with that guy, and here they are on stage. Yeah. Having the time of their lives.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think it's just about the show, but what I've come to realize, I've been doing this like 33 years, what I've come to realize, it's really just about people coming together. And that is, when I watch people start to make friends, and they're like, I never would have known this person. They would never have crossed, not likely to have crossed my path. And now you have people working together and they become friends and they're saying, oh, hey, how are you doing? Walking down the streets of Wenatchee, being all friendly and stuff. Who doesn't want that?
Wenatchee's a friendly town.
I know.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
There's no plot.
There's just a bunch of acts. Yeah. So, you're watching one thing and then completely different, going to another thing. So no theme or anything. It's just a follow.
Is it herding cats sometimes? 125 people making sure they're in the right spot at the right time.
It's more like herding noodles, I'd say. It's like watch all these people going like this, and okay, this is gonna happen.
How do you pace the show, Jaime? How do you understand this will be our opening act and closing? Is everybody on stage? How do you work that out?
I show up with sort of the bones of the show already put together, and then I put people in all those. But I allow space in between for local acts, like if there's something that is somebody has a little act that they want to put in, and so we get some of that, and it just comes together.
Connie, you
have to have a vision, though. You have to have the bones.
You're and besides behind the scenes and all that good stuff, Guild, you're in the show. How would you describe Jamie's directorial style for Follies?
Spontaneous.
Wrong person to ask.
He shoots from the hip, and he totally uses the talent he has and tries to highlight the best in all of us. So it's a wonderful experience. People come out feeling better about who they are.
Is the fact that Follies is only 3 years, is only every 3 years, makes it that much more special? It's not. There's no real burnout factor, as opposed to something that would be like every year.
Yeah, it would be a lot to put on every year. Plus, we get sponsorships from the community. I want to do a shout out for JDSA Law, our premier sponsor. And our community's asked to contribute a lot, so it's good that we do it every 3 years. So it's not too much of a burden on our wonderful sponsors.
70 years ago is when this first started. is that right, 70 years ago?
November 1948, the first show was held at the old Liberty Theater. And it was that was a different guild name than the Junior Wenatchee Follies Guild.
Right.
You couldn't be over 50 to be in that guild. So those things have changed, obviously. But
so in other words, you wouldn't be.
You're not over 50.
You're not over 50. So.
Well, it's interesting, I think, the way it started. A company by the name of Cargill Productions, who Jaime got his start with, approached Mrs. Vernon Neal, Margaret Neal, about doing this fundraiser. And so they put on their first show. And for the first 50 years, most of the funds went to the hospital, the 2 hospitals, for various items and machines. And then about 1998, I've been in the guild for 25 years, so I've seen some transitions. So you joined the guild
when you were 12, just like when Jaime started directing? Wow, that's incredible.
We decided to shift our focus to more community-based giving. And so we've given to Mobile Meals, Senior Center, CASA, Women's Resource Center.
They've raised over $1 million in charitable donations in the 70 years. That's a big number.
It's amazing, isn't it? So, and now we're going through another transition I want to talk about. Again, so first 50 years, hospitals, the next 20 years, we have given to lots of different nonprofits and individuals in the community, actually, kids that need ice skates or underpants for the grade schools, a wide variety of giving. So now we've decided, seriously.
Those 2 things I didn't think I was going to hear today together.
You could have used those for the full money last year, but we won't get into that. Anyway.
So we realized that our group has evolved into wanting to give to needy children and families, so we've actually created a foundation. And so all of the proceeds from this year's show will go to the Children's Foundation. So we're super excited about how we've evolved and moving forward. And we hope to do Follies for many, many, many years.
You mentioned children. We need to mention this. This is a family-friendly show. I went to Follies all the time when I was a kid. I loved it. I loved the energy. It was just about anybody can come and enjoy it.
Yeah,
anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no real adult content.
Yeah, and I was actually talking. I was up skiing the other day, and one of the guys that works handing out skis and stuff like that. I was like, you gotta come see, and I know him for several years. And I said, you gotta come see the Follies. He goes, I've never done that. I think we do. He's like, I'm not really a theater person, but this sounds like a lot of fun. And I said, yeah, there's something for everybody in there. There's all styles of music, and it's just fun. You don't have to pay attention to a story. It's a great time.
Connie, you were going to make a point before I stepped in about the kids thing. Was that something that you wanted to touch on?
I think I forgot. Oh, I was going to make a point about Jaime. He joined, I don't know what year you joined Cargill.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Anyway, so he started, and I just think that's a cool part of the story, that he got his start in his career with the same company that we began this process with in 1948. Cargill is no longer. And I think Jaime's he's the last director.
The last guy doing this.
You brought in an interesting point. How did you get involved to begin with? Take me back those 21 years.
The guild stalked me for about 4 years. They really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do shows all over the United States, and I had shows in Spokane, had shows over in Tacoma, Longview, and in Yakima. So I had a lot of Washington shows, and I had started my own business, and so they would come to my shows and they'd watch me, and then they'd talk a little bit, and it took them a little while to jump from the company that I used to work for that I had left and started my own business. So finally they jumped, and I came here the first time in 2001. So.
And you're just coming back.
Here I am, yeah.
And it's been such a relief, because the history of the Cargill directors, you never knew what kind of personality you were going to have, or what sort of costumes they would bring, or if they'd show up for rehearsals. There are all kinds of stories. This guy's As solid as rock.
Solid. And they have gotten used to all of my personalities.
That's right. The cast absolutely adores him.
Oh, yeah. Well, obviously you keep coming back, and that tells us something.
Yeah, we have a blast, and that's why I came back and started a summer theater.
Yeah.
Too, so.
What, the after party on Saturday night must be kicking the rear end, because it's all over and everybody's done it.
Lots of Fireball.
Yeah.
I'm going to be stuffing it in my dress.
How's rehearsals going, by the way?
They're going very, very well, but just to that point, I
ahead.
get lots of calls and emails and Facebook messages after the show. People are like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so bored, I feel so sad, I miss all my friends. I was like, well, you can pick up a phone and still get together with them and go out and have a good time. And, but I get so much of that. The Follies Blues, they call it.
Yeah.
Follies Blues.
And it's true. It's 100% true. Rehearsals are doing good.
It's going great.
Okay.
Yeah. We just last night put the Act 1 together. We have a great band. Glenn Isaacson has put together a wonderful band for us. So almost all of the music is live. We have a couple of tracks in it, but it's nice just to hear a big band. Well, it's not huge. It's only 8-piece, but just to hear live music, and the singers love, because they don't get a chance to do that very often. So,
tell you what we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back with Jaime and Connie, and we'll talk about tickets and all the important things that you need to know about Follies. It's back every 3 years, and by golly, it's this year. More with Jaime and Connie when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Only one country could build a truck like this. Designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, and assembled in Mississippi. Powered by Cummins of Indiana. The all-new Nissan Titan. It's an American classic. Is it on your list? Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
And we are back with Connie and Jaime talking Follies 2019. Whenever I have theater people on promoting the show, I always want to give the people who you don't see on stage all the credit they deserve, the behind-the-scenes people without which you can't do a show. Who wants to do the honors there? I'm talking about people who are helping out with moving sets and sound and lighting, all those people who are part of the theater experience, but you don't get to see
Well, the
them.
team at the PAC is amazing.
They're the best.
Mike Locke and his whole group, they're awesome. And all of our volunteers, people that didn't want to be on stage but are helping out backstage from the guild and from the community, both.
And you're not in this on your own. You got Christy and other people helping you out, right? From your guild. Talk about some of the people from your guild that are putting this together.
Yes.
Give them the kudos they deserve.
There are many committees that go into this process. We have publicity, Belinda Tidd, tickets, Donna Parsons. Oh gosh, do I need to name them all? Costumes
yeah.
is Kathy
Marketing.
Langevin and me. Well, that's Belinda Tidd.
Marissa is your
talent is Kathy Campbell. So it takes all 40 to 50 members of the Guild to make this happen. And most of all, I want to thank the volunteers, the cast volunteers, because without them we wouldn't have a show, and they give how many hours of their time every night for a month. Depending on the numbers they're in, that depends on the hours, but I'm so thankful and grateful for them to come out and participate.
Tickets, show times, all that. Put the potatoes next to the piece of meat on my plate. All the important things I need to know.
Okay, get tickets at the pack.
Okay.
All right, there's shows. I said that?
No, he said
Okay. Show times are Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7, and then a Saturday matinee. Okay, so there's a time for everyone. 1 o'clock, yeah. And let's see, what else was I going to say?
The Saturday night show will sell out.
It's pretty close to sold out.
And that's the last night.
And we have a lot of tickets available, not too many, on the matinee. So if you want to bring your kids, it's family friendly, as we said before. I want to do a shout out to JDSA Law,
the primary sponsor. They cut the check and it cleared the bank. So that was kind of cool.
Exactly. And we have other very large sponsors. We have a sponsor for each show as well that pays them. We have walk-on ads and all kinds of ways that the community can sponsor money. And they actually can still give by going to our website. If you'd like to give money to this year's Follies, go to Wenatchee Follies Guild.org and hit the donate button.
It's right here. I got it up.
Every penny we can get. Awesome. We want to have a huge number Saturday night. We'll reveal the amount raised over the last year and a half.
Let's wrap it up where we began. Jamie, I want to ask you this. Opening night is Thursday.
Yes.
5 minutes before the curtains part, the place is packed. Everybody's going. There's electricity in the air. Electricity is the air. Who's kidding who? What's your pep talk to the crew before the curtains part and the show is on?
Well, you talked about energy and electricity in the air, and I'm all about that. So I have the cast backstage, and they're warming up, and we're getting their vocal energy pumped up. We're getting their physical energy pumped up. I got everybody smiling. I get them laughing, because laughing is not only just fun to do, it's a great core exercise. So I get the whole cast laughing right before they go on stage, and so that's like my trademark.
Serious, it is.
I get everybody just laughing till tears come down their face, and then they go out and just have fun.
Be prepared to be entertained. That's my advice to you. And as I mentioned before, you're gonna, as you watch Follies, you're gonna see 25, 30 people on that stage that you know.
At least.
Yeah, at least. And you're gonna go, kudos to those folks for just going up there and doing it.
Yep.
Come see us this weekend at the Follies.
Absolutely.
And you'll be blown away by these huge production numbers that, I mean, I saw Act 1 last night for the first time, really standing back. It is awesome.
Lots of energy.
Great show.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Always good to see you. Anytime you want to come by, Connie, you have an open invitation.
Thank
Jamie,
you.
call ahead, please.
She gonna bring a boa to you next time?
That's what we do.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Later.
Did you know that dental disease is the #1 illness affecting a pet's health? Bacteria from the mouth gets carried into your pet's blood and can affect the heart, lungs, and kidneys. By age 3, nearly 75% of pets have some form of dental disease. Dr. Shauna Bass and the staff at Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital care about your pets, and good dental care can help your pet live a long and happy life. Learn how to clean your pet's teeth or see what Paws and Claws can do to keep your pet smiling by calling 888-PAWS or see us on the corner of 4th and Island, East Wenatchee.
No matter what the season is, the weather is always fine at Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come explore the stores today. Wenatchee Valley Mall in East Wenatchee and online at WenatcheeValleyMall.com.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on NCWLife.com.
Follow us on Twitter And like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back. We are live here from Studio 10 in downtown Wenatchee. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. You have to be there by 8 o'clock. You got about 4.5 minutes to get there. If you had to be there by 7:30, you are 25 minutes late. While we have a moment, let's go ahead and take a look at that weather forecast one more time from the National Weather Service. Another day of dry and cool weather. It's going to be that way really through tomorrow. Is that strong ridge of high pressure is still there. In fact, this strong ridge of high pressure is also affecting that huge polar vortex that is just blasting the upper Midwest with massive cold temperatures, just bitterly cold. But starting late Thursday and going into Friday and maybe spilling into Saturday, precipitation returns. And check this out, our first really cold snap of the year. There's the potential, the National Weather Service says, for very cold air to move into our area with below normal temperatures. In fact, temperatures much below normal they're expecting by the middle of next week. But our main concern is for the next few days. Partly sunny skies today, not as sunny as yesterday. We'll have some filtered sunshine. I have about 37 degrees. Clouds tonight, 28 for the overnight low. Now, we'll have some patchy freezing fog on Thursday morning, and it will burn off, but the sun is taking tomorrow off. Going to be cloudy and a high near 37. Then we start talking about some snow. Not a lot of snow, almost no snow at all, but we're going to have some snow, maybe mixed with rain at times Thursday night into Friday. Overnight low around 30. Now, you could wake up early Friday morning and have some snow and rain coming down for your Friday morning commute. It will switch over, they say, to all rain by about 10 or 10:30 on Friday morning. Outside of that, just cloudy for the most part and a high of 37 degrees. Friday night, patchy fog, otherwise mostly cloudy, and 32 for the overnight low. And we'll jump ahead to the weekend, the first weekend in February, as a matter of fact. Saturday, partly sunny with a little patchy fog. We're also going to warm up to around 41 degrees, but don't get used to that 41 degree because we cool back down to 38 with a slight chance of some light rain on Sunday. And then here comes some Arctic air. Monday, lots of sunshine, but we'll barely get to freezing, if that. Tuesday, cooler still, 31 for the afternoon high. And as I said, right now the long-term computer models that they look at the National Weather Service is saying we could be in for some bitterly cold weather by the middle of next week. We're not going to see anything like 60 below zero wind chills. That's not going to happen, but it's going to get cold next week. Don't say we didn't warn you. Let's take you up to the mountain passes while we have a minute. Live shot of I-90, no problems at all. In fact, this has been the case really for the last, 10 days maybe even longer than that. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway on I-90 is bare and dry. Stevens Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. The roadway bare and dry. Blewett Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and dry, and no problems at all. Weather-wise, they're not expecting any precipitation until Thursday afternoon, and that's going to be rain, kind of a rain-snow mix at the summit of Stevens Pass. I-90 being lower, we'll just have rain. That's Thursday into Thursday night, and then Friday, all the passes are going to get snow. Not as very much on I-90. I-90 is going to get about a couple of inches of snow. Stevens is going to get upwards of 4 inches of snow Friday, spilling into Friday night, and then intermittent snow showers expected on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. So for the next day and a half or so, you're not going to have any problems on the major mountain passes. Tomorrow on this program, I'll be talking to Amelia Egbert and Randy Lewis. Amelia is a local documentary filmmaker. She's working with some local kids to put together a really fascinating documentary on the Wenatchee tribe, the first folks that were here. They beat us all to the punch and discovered that the Wenatchee Valley was a pretty good place to live. That's going to be a great conversation. That's with Amelia and Randy. You'll be able to see that tomorrow. And a friendly reminder, all of next week, while I'm on assignment, all of next week, the guest element section of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley will be the Apple Blossom Top 10 candidates. We'll do 2 at a time starting Monday. So candidates 1 and 2 on Monday, candidates 3 and 4 on Tuesday, on down the line. All of next week, leading up, of course, to the Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday night, February 9th, presented by Cashmere Valley Bank, and we'll have it here. Have a great Wednesday. Bye-bye.